Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to yoga. I hope you're having a lovely time, especially at this time of year with the weather being so good. So, without further ado, I'll quickly introduce this afternoon's theme. We've been working up the body's main energy centres, and today's one I think will possibly be the one that will resonate with most of us, and it's the heart centre. I mentioned, I think, last week that these are centres of very subtle emotional kind of energy centres. They're very tuned into our emotions. And you know that feeling when the heart swells, when you're proud of someone that you know or love, or your dog's just made you laugh. You've got that lovely feeling of love in this kind of area here. And there's a great many yoga poses that helps us feel light across the heart space, because we associate the heart space with love, but there are other attributes there as well which are subtler. For example, empathy and compassion. And today's relaxation will tap nicely into that. When we work on our energy centers, we are looking to just lighten those areas. Just shine a little spotlight, just make them a little light and free. So there's nothing really that serious about any of this at all. Okay, why don't we come up to standing at the front of our mats? You've probably lost a little bit of my head, with apologies, but that's okay. You don't need to see my head at all. In fact, I want you to gaze ahead of you at the end of your yoga mat. And we're going to do 5 sun salutations, a different version to the one we did last week. I know I've had a sort of empathetic wave of how difficult some of these transitions are for some of us. So I'm going to give you a nice, easy version as an option. Okay. Challenging options are also available. Let's take a deep breath in. Arms raised, heart lifting, and come into a soft forward bend on an exhale, looking up, and then stepping back either into plank or dropped knees plank. Bend into your elbows, hover on the ground for a second or two, and then either drop your elbows for Sphinx pose or come into Cobra. Tuck your toes under for downward dog. Now, it's at this junction that we can do something slightly different. For those of you taking it easy today, drop down onto your knees and do a few cat stretches. Those of you who want to work strong, take your right foot forward, turn out your back foot, and move up into the strong, mighty warrior pose. Folding down, those of you in cat pose, you can move into plank. Everyone now in plank. Lowering down, inhaling for Cobra. Knees lifting, hips soaring. And again, drop down into cat. Otherwise, step your left foot forward. Arms up, warrior strong. Planting your palms down, everyone back into plank, lowering down, inhaling. Back you go into down dog. And then you can either step or you can jump forward. Have an inhale and look up. Exhale, deepen your forward bend without force. Arms to the side, inhaling, standing. Exhaling, palms together, excellent. Breathing in, folding, breathing out. Breathing in, looking up, tail lifts. Breathing out, plank. Drop your knees if you need to. Inhaling as you transition down and up into Cobra. Downward facing dog. Cat is the gentler option, otherwise it's the right foot forward, back foot turned out. sinking into the hips and the forward knee, grounding into the back heel. Folding over and everyone coming into plank. Lower and scoop up. Down dog. Again, you can choose cat or you can take your left foot forward, back toes out, lifting and swinging the arms forward and up for your strong, mighty warrior. And everyone back into plank again, lowering down. Inhaling, scooping up. Exhaling, down dog. Inhaling as you either step or jump. Have a peep up when you get to the forward bend and then exhale. Release the neck. Inhale. Chin drawn towards the chest. Arms above the head. Exhale. Palms together. Okay. If any of you want to come with me on upward facing dog, it's a stronger version of cobra, you're really welcome to join in. Not if you've got any lumbar issues or lumbar pain. Okay, but it's a nice one to do. Inhaling, exhaling. Third round as we step back into plank. Now, if you want to come with me into up dog, lower yourself down, hover off the ground, keep your knees off the ground, turn one foot over, turn the other foot over. So it's like cobra, but the knees are off the ground. Very strong in your lumbar. And then all of us moving into dog. Some of us dropping our knees into cat. Others taking our right foot forward. And then back you go into plank. Lower yourself down. Keep the knees off the ground for up dog. Strong stuff. Back into down dog, exhaling. Take your left foot forward or drop down into cat. There's no need to make this a workout if you don't want to. Folding over your forward leg. Everyone back into plank. Tuck those elbows close to the body. Scoop the shoulders a fraction forward of your wrists. Down dog. Either stepping or jumping your feet forward. Take an inhale when you get there. And without force, just accept the forward bend with soft knees, the relaxed neck. Arms billowing out to the side as you inhale. Feel the connection through the back of the toes, up through to the fingers. Exhaling, palms together. Fourth round, inhaling. Exhaling. Oh, I forgot a bit there. Never mind, we're back in plank. I do beg your pardon. Lowering down and take a lovely deep inhale for cobra up dog. Exhale, down dog. Drop your knees or right foot forward. Warrior or cat. Here we go again, back into plank. Lower yourself down, scooping up. Down dog. Left foot forward or drop down for cat if you're taking it a little easier. Folding forward, back into plank. Lowering down. Inhaling. Exhaling, down dog. Inhaling, a jump or a step. Take a little look up through your eyebrows, lift your tail. Exhale, surrender into the forward bend. Arms to the side as you inhale and exhale, palms to the chest. And this is the final round, breathing in. Breathing out. Let me remember to tell you to breathe in and look up. And then breathe out as you step back into plank. Lower gently down. Inhale, roll over the toes for up dog. Down dog. Gentle version. Go to cat, otherwise right foot forward. And exhale as you fold that knee back into plank, straight legs, inhaling. Up dog, cobra. Back into down dog. And for the last time, it's the left foot coming forward. Swoop the arms forward and up. Exhaling back down. Sending that leg back. Straight legs, cobra. Inhale down and up for your back bend. Into your downward dog. Stepping forward, inhaling, looking up. Exhaling, softening. Arms to the side as we inhale. Exhale, palms to the chest. Now, allow your thumbs to connect with your sternum. Stay standing. Of course, this is the physical and primary function of your heart at work now. Tune into the heartbeat. And then from standing, come with me. Come down into a nice crouch so that the fingertips are either side. You're in a seated squat with the knees close to each other. And then look behind you. Make sure you've got a nice length of yoga mat because we're going to roll all the way back. Trying to avoid using our arms if we can. Stretching out our legs and our arms. And bending at the knees so that your feet land onto the floor. And let's bring our arms down by the side of your body. Draw your chin in. Now we've been working a lot with the lower part of the spine and the pelvic area, so you should feel quite an affinity with those lower energy centres that we've already worked on this block. Take your awareness down to the tailbone and imagine your tail lengthening away from you towards the end of your mat. Now, you'll notice that the tummy starts to contract ever so slightly, and maybe you're getting to a stage where your hips are floating up. So keep floating those hips up until you come into a comfortable bridge pose, and then we can adjust. First of all, we're going to roll our shoulders from right to left. So we bring our arms in, our palms are facing down. And we're pressing through the big toes, pressing through the inside of the heels and lifting with the inside arches of the feet. Your thighs are spiraling in the way. Imagine the hips are guiding the thighs in. Now, it doesn't have to be completely forced. We can allow the breath to help lift the chest. On the inhale, softening a little, lowering perhaps on an exhale, lifting on an inhale. It's like we're sort of a parachute, just being guided by the currents of air moving underneath us. Excellent work, everyone. Let's lower ourselves down. Draw either one or both knees up towards our chest. If you want to work with one knee, you can stretch away the opposite leg and hover the heel off the ground. Remember to draw your chin in. Or you can hug both knees. Swap knees if you're working with one side. And then allow both feet to fold back down onto the mat. Fold's the wrong word, actually. Plant them back down on the mat. You're folding at the knees. Now this time, we can come into bridge pose in exactly the same way. Lengthen away with your tail. So your hips start to lift. Your pelvis starts to completely tilt towards your face. That tail is drifting away. Now this time, one or two of you might want to roll from right to left, bring your shoulders towards each other, clasp your hands behind you, and work the pinky fingers, which are clasped, down into the mat. Stronger version, but still connect through your big toe, your inside heels, lift with the inner arches of the feet.
Thighs again, rolling in towards each other. And again, there's a natural lift on an inhale. Tailbone is lengthening away still. There's a natural kind of enveloping of the body as you exhale. Imagining a thermal underneath your body is keeping you floating in space. Gliding. The hips maybe working a little bit with awareness from right to left. And then releasing your hands if you've done that version and rolling your spine down towards the earth. Turn your palms up and resting here for just a moment or two. Tapping into the lightness that you've cultivated in the upper body. If you want to come up with some strength, I'd like you to cross your legs at the ankles and reach down and see if you can hold on to your big toes. If not, tuck your hands in behind your knees and rolling up to sitting. Excellent. So stretching our legs out, and we're going to go back to the grasshopper pose. I am not sure if I had time to give this pose to you guys last week or not. A week is such a long time ago. I can't remember if I skipped this for you or not. So never mind. Come with me now. Fold your right knee up towards your chest. And let's just have a little play. Why don't we hold on to the front of the folded knee and allow our left leg to float away. And some of us will find this a little uncomfortable for the lower back. If that's the case, by all means lower the heel to the ground. Otherwise, we're opening wide across the collarbones and lifting the sternum. And then swapping sides, so it's maintaining that balance. And pushing away with the opposite heel this time. Wonderful. Now swap back so that it's now your right leg that's folded. Drift your arms above your head and then shuffle over towards your right side of your mat so that you can now roll over the straight leg. So all we're doing is a little gentle twist and a roll of the hips. So you're rolling towards the straight leg. Good. Now some of you might want to lift that hip off the ground. Does this sound familiar? Lift that hip off the ground. So a nice rotation from the tummy and adapt with the toes and the heels. Good. Excellent. Now this time, I want you to bring your fingertips behind you and just hover both feet off the ground. Again, squeezing the shoulder blades together and lifting away. Maybe one or two of you can glide your straight leg out to the side. Bring it in again. Glide away and bring it in again. Really well done. Excellent. Okay, swap sides now. Tuck in your left knee. And again, oh yes, fingertips are down here. And again, glide your right leg out and bring it back in. Engage the tummy, shoulder blades together, out and back again. Lovely. Okay, stretch out both legs. This time I want you to bum shuffle over towards your left mat, side of the mat, and drift your arms up above your head. Push into your heels. Dandasana pose, classical yoga pose, arms raised. Lovely. Let's drop the fingertips down and fold into our left leg. In fact, what I'll do is I'll spin round. Left leg's now folded. We're over towards the left side of our mat and we're lifting our arms up and we're turning around. So You're rolling over your straight leg. Little bit of a gentle twist, little bit of a bend into either elbows. There's something a bit asymmetrical about this. That's okay. It's not even a yoga pose. It's a warm up to the grasshopper pose. And then maybe we can lift off and push away with the straight toe. So this hip comes all the way up. We're facing down towards the left side of the body. And again, lifting up and powering down. Wonderful. Okay, so let's straighten both legs out again. And what I'd like you to do is fold into your right knee, and you can repeat what we've just been doing. But one or two of you might want to try the grasshopper pose, where we're going to hold on to our toe. And I've invented a new pose called the compass needle, okay? So let us choose what we're doing. It might just be rolling. It might just be lifting off with our heel grounded. But for some of us, we might want to catch hold of our trouser leg or our big toe and pushing away. So it's a lovely stretch for the upper body. Can you take your leg wide? So it's like the needle on a compass. It's gliding, it's finding its magnetic north. Excellent, brilliant. And landing back down. Tucking your knees in, giving yourself a little hug, crossing at the ankles again, lowering the forehead towards your knees. And we're going to stretch out and fold our left knee in. Okay, we can go for a roll. All we need to do is roll. If you want to spice this up, you can lift into the hip. But for those of you who want to do the full pose, reach down, hold on to your trousers, the good grip, or your big toe, balancing on your lower hand, lifting the hip off the ground. You can come up onto the toe on the bent leg, and again, use that sort of compass as kind of finding its magnetic north. Good. And then we can lower back down. Excellent. And lowering the back, the mid-back, the upper back, allowing the arms to drift behind you. Let's bring the knees in towards each other now. Let's bend into the elbows. Let's draw the chin in. Good. Nice and quiet, and try not to disturb ourselves too much. Let's roll into child's pose. So going into an orientation where you are facing the mat. Quite a warm day, so you might want to keep your arms in front of you and your head raised. So there's a lot of yoga poses that open the heart center. My classes used to work on them almost every week, and something's happened lately. I've kind of migrated away from some of these classical yoga poses, they're modern classical yoga poses, where we open the heart. So we're going to go back to my roots of yoga, and if you've been with me for a while, you'll recognize some of these poses. Come up from your child's pose and take your right foot forward. And we're going to slide our hips forward and back. What you might want to do is take your hands into the center line of the body and imagine that you're rolling over that tree root again that we did when we worked on the base chakra. Now, can you tuck your back toe under and lift your back knee? So you're continuing with this forward-backward motion from a stronger position. Lovely, long back leg. Now, we're going to come from the ground up. So I'd like you to turn your back toe out, ground into your heel, keep your right hand on the ground and take your left hand to your hip. Your hips are sinking, your forward knee is bent. Excuse my hair, it's all over the place today. And then we're going to lift the right fingertips off the ground and then rest back down on the knee with the elbow. Wonderful. Okay, drift your top arm and feel your shoulder blades moving towards each other as you lift the heart space. In Parsvakonasana, the side stretch. Maybe take your arm beyond the ear. Open out the palm of your right hand. Create this wonderful space as you sink the hips forward. So your right hip's coming ever so slightly forward. Good. Okay, come with me as we start to straighten that forward leg and your lower arm unfurls. And here you are in Trikonasana pose. Strong pose. Forward leg straight, but it's absolutely fine to have a soft knee here. Good, well done. Come back to synced hips, but this time you're pivoting the body up and you're taking your gaze far and away. Maybe out your window. Or gazing towards a picture. If you're facing the wall, then allow your gaze to land in your fingertips. And come with me into, what's it called again? Can't quite remember. Reverse warrior. Feel that stretch on the right side of the body? Excellent. Turn the toes to face forwards and come into the 5-pointed star pose. Come with me. Inhale, turn up the palms. Exhale, roll the thumbs forward. 4 more. Deep breaths. Bring your palms in. Either jump or step your feet in. Turn the other way. Inhale. Exhale. Step back into down dog. And bring your left foot forward. Drop your back knee. Flatten your back foot. Here you are in a nice comfortable lunge again. Take your left hand onto the inside of your left foot. And again, we're rolling over that tree root, exploring it with the surface area of our foot. Maybe your left shoulder and your knee have met each other. And we can tuck our back toe under and lift into the back knee, push away into the back heel as we explore this lunge. Now, come with me, turn your back toe out and take your right hand to the hip. Your left hand is on the ground. You're going to lift off and rest the knee and the elbow towards each other. Excellent. Lift the top arm and then go all the way over if the shoulder feels okay today. Now create some space in the lower part of the ribs so that there's lots of lift and lightness in the upper body. Good. Come with me again, straightening your forward leg. Back of the hand onto the inside of the knee. And allow, I should have said this before actually, the upper body comes into a parallel position to the ground.
This hand can rest here by all means. And again, we're going to come all the way up, but we're going to sink into our forward knee, push back into the back heel if you need to, and take your gaze either to the fingertips or somewhere beyond. Reverse warrior now. So tilt the balance, create lots of space on both sides of the waist. And turn your feet towards me. Inhale, turn the heels of the hands out. Exhale, roll the thumbs over. 4 more. Bring in the palms and bring in your feet. And lower your arms. Sorry I'm disappearing, but this is you in mountain pose. Just observe. And we can be our own judges on how light we feel, how different we feel. But today is going to finish with a relaxation as you move down towards the ground. And you can either choose meditation or relaxation today. And I'm going to introduce you to this little lady. Now, it's for the kids, but what I've discovered over the years is that it's just as good for adults. It's called a ladybird relaxation. It was developed by a great children's yoga teacher, Michael Chiswick, and I use it just about every week in the schools. These little chime bells play a part in this relaxation too. So although it's a warm day, become cozy and warm. Pop on a fleece if you need to. Choose to sit or lie and allow the back of the body to spread and relax. It's not too difficult for us to imagine at this time of year, assuming you're in the northern hemisphere, that you've chosen to be outside with friends and you decide to walk away from the small crowd and find a warm patch of grass to lie down and stretch out in. You can still hear your friends laughing and chatting, but you can't quite make out what they are saying. You maybe can hear farm vehicles buzzing about in the distance, aircraft flying overhead. You can certainly hear the birds, and maybe you can even hear the insects scuttling about. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot a little ladybird, but you make no physical or body language clues that you've spotted her. you remain calm and still, relaxed and quiet. The ladybird flies a little closer towards your yoga mat. She must trust you because, to your amazement, she lands on your right toe. You stay beautiful and still. And then she flies over and lands on your left foot. Amazingly, this creature who has built up so much trust in this short space of time with you, she now lands in the palm of your right hand. She lands in the palm of your left hand. And then she circles around your head once, twice, three times. She flies into a little clearing in the trees close to where you're lying, and you see her disappear through the trees against the blue sky. You see her, but she's just a dot. And that dot gradually fades, but you know that she's there. Because you chose to do something a little different to your friends over the last few moments, you've had this wonderful encounter with nature. And in the most natural way, you've expressed compassion and empathy towards this creature, building up her trust, being absolutely gentle with her, just as you do to all the creatures and all the animals. We extend our compassion in so many ways every moment of every day. And by all means, allow this class to just simply come to an end or to come to a pause. But if you're ready to carry on with your day, you can wiggle into your fingers and your toes, and you can reawaken in the most natural way, stretching, yawning, taking deep breaths. The heart center is known as Anahata chakra. The very seat of the soul, it is said to be. The heart is a meeting ground for the vast spectrum of our human emotional experience. The heart has the capacity to radiate compassion and unconditional love. Bring more light into your heart space every day and in your yoga practice. So well done, everybody. Thank you for joining me on this little journey, and I hope you have a lovely week and enjoy the rest of your day. We've got another 2 more weeks to go in this little series, and then I will be taking a little bit of a summer break, but there will be other online options available to you, but 2 more live classes to enjoy. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely time. Bye-bye. See you next week and the week after. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.